I'm going to explain how to do Chase the Sun on Poi, which is a move that looks like this. Chase the Sun is a same direction move. You can learn it on both sides. Here's it on the right side. I was doing it before on the left. And again, like with a hip reel, which it comes out of, it's useful to learn it on both sides, but for now just start with one. Pick whichever side you're more comfortable with. I'm going to be teaching it on my left. Some things that it would be helpful for you to know before learning Chase the Sun are a hip reel. This is the bottom half of a Chase the Sun, so it's really important that you know this one because this is what I'm going to be teaching Chase the Sun out of. So if you don't know it, that's going to make this a bit confusing. If you already know a shoulder reel, that will make your life somewhat easier because that's just the top part of a Chase the Sun. But if you don't stress about it. I'm going to be teaching it without the assumption that you know a shoulder reel. So, yeah. So, for the bottom part of a Chase the Sun, it's just a hip reel. So you start in your forward jump rope on one side, and you end up in reverse. Here's the part where it's different, because in a hip reel, you would just come back in front and end up in your forward jump rope on the other side. But in a Chase the Sun, you want to do another beat around your shoulders. So the way that I learned this is you're in your reverse jump rope facing towards your right in this case if you're doing it on the left. And it's like you're slinging like a sack over your shoulder. You want to throw the poi over your shoulder and then turn and throw them off. So it's throw it over your shoulder and then off. Other ways to think of it that might be helpful are you're sort of bringing your hands up and dropping them down behind your head. So down and over. There's a certain chicken arm feeling to it when you're doing the actual move. You're sort of doing all of your beats around your arms. It's just some of them are over and some of them are under. So if any of those help you to understand it, whichever one works for you, go with that one. Something that people run into a lot with this move is they get scared when they're in this shoulder reel at the top that the poi are going to hit them in the head, especially if you're not comfortable with poi yet, which you likely aren't because this is a fairly beginner move to be learning. It can be kind of scary to have it spinning behind your head. So I guess my advice for that is, one, don't use poi that are hard. Like, make sure that the poi heads are going to be soft enough that if they do hit you, like not just in the head, but just anywhere, because that happens with poi, they're not going to hurt that much. And second, I know it's not super helpful advice, but the more scared you are, the more likely you are to mess it up. What you might find helpful, if you're worried about that, is just practicing with one arm, because then you can sort of duck your head out of the way. And it's the same motion with each arm. You're just tossing it over your shoulder and then back down. It might also help to practice in front of a mirror or like a camera on that you can see what it's recording, so that you can see that the poi are moving behind you and that you're not in danger of hitting yourself in the head. Honestly, it just takes practice, and it's just sort of a mental block that you need to work on. And I know that's not super reassuring, but I promise it's something that you'll be able to get. Once you have the transitions, like the hip reel transition on the bottom and the shoulder reel on the top, you'll want to start cutting down the beats of your Chase the Sun so that you're not spending any extra time in these jump ropes. So there are actually two versions of Chase. There's a 4-beat Chase and a 3-beat Chase. And the difference is whether you're doing an extra beat in this jump rope in forward. So a 4-beat Chase is 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Whereas a 3-beat Chase is 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. It's up to you which one you learn first. Personally, I think 4-beat Chase is a little bit easier to wrap your head around because you have that extra beat to sort of reset your brain to figure out where you're going next. But once you're comfortable with 4-beat Chase, it's really easy to switch into a 3-beat Chase. You just skip that extra beat and forward. But either way, the way that I find helpful in cutting out those extra beats is to count yourself into it, which you may have done when learning a hip reel. So to do that, you're just going to start in your forward as you would and count 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, and you end up doing the full move. Note that, like, different from a hip reel, if you did this with a hip reel, your counting's not going to be as nice of like 1, 1, 1, 1, because there is this extra beat over your shoulders. But yeah, and you can use whatever numbers you need to. Like, you can stay doing more beats between until you're comfortable with that. But yeah, and you're doing Chase.